Tell me again about Reach You.
Okay. Reach You is a song that we wrote. It's kind of about that time in your life when you really just want to give your life to God and you make that decision, whether it be like something is going wrong in your life or something really good happened, but it's just that time when you want to reach God and give your life to Him.
So when you wrote that song, like, was there a specific thing going on?
When I wrote that song, I think we were both just kind of thinking about that time when we decided to really give our lives over to Christ. Because in the last few years, we've done all the touring and stuff and been able to share our message with kids, and we've both just come a lot closer to God. So that's kind of how that song came about. All right. Love is Calling is probably our big song on our recent album. The album's actually called Love is Calling. So this song is pretty much about, with Brookie and I, our whole message is that kids can make a difference. So Love is Calling is like our revolution song. It's kind of how I like to put it. There's a line, it's like, it's the start of a new thing. It's like, there's another line, it's like, this is a song for our generation. So the kind of what we were thinking about when we wrote it is that it's kind of like an anthem for our generation, because a lot of people our age, we get this stereotypical, like, just this way that people think of teenagers, that we just mess up all the time. We aren't caring, we don't show love to each other. And what we try to spread to the kids that we talk to is that to show compassion to one another, that we can be a difference. So that's pretty much what Love is Calling is about, showing love to others.
Here's Our King is a song that we covered on the new album. It's one of my favorite worship songs, so I was really excited when we got to put it on the record. Pretty much, it talks about how amazing our God is, that He can do anything. He can change our lives. He can have so much good put into our lives, and we're so blessed to have an amazing God like Him.
Perfect Love is a song that Jonnie and I wrote about God's love and how it's unconditional and never ending. No matter what mistakes we make, God will always be there right next to us, and He'll always love us. 1 John 4, verse 16. We know how much God loves us, and we have put our trust in His love. God is love, and all who live in love live in God, and God lives in them.
iShine was the theme song that we wrote for iShine Connect, and pretty much with iShine, the show is about finding your identity in Christ. So that's kind of what we wanted the song to be about. So it's about being that light to the world, showing people that you can be the difference, that you can do anything through Christ. Okay. I think when we wrote the new iShine theme song, we just were kind of trying to make it our style, because obviously it's different than the first one. But we kind of made the verses, it was kind of like a storyline. So throughout the song, like the first and the second verses, there's different stories going on, and the kids can relate to that. So, and then the chorus just pretty much explains what the show's about. So it's all really relatable, I think. I think it's really cool with the iShine song because all the different artists got to like put tracks on it, which is really cool. And I think it's just really fun to be able to share the same interests that these other artists that we're working with get to, because we all have that same mindset. I mean, we all love God and we love what we do and we love sharing our message with kids. And that's probably the best part about it.
iShine is the theme song that we wrote for iShine Connect. It's about finding your identity through Christ and being yourself. With God by your side, you can do anything. And this verse kind of reminds us of it. It's Matthew 5, verses 14 through 16. You are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and then puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your good deeds shine out for all to see, so that everyone will praise your Heavenly Father.
I Need You is that song in the album that talks about how much we really need God in our lives, that everything's just so much better when you have that relationship and you're walking with Christ. So that's pretty much what that song's about.
Cool. What, like when you're singing that song to kids, what's going through them?
Well, I Need You, it's really like, it's kind of one of our upbeat songs on the album. So I think for me, when I sing it, it's just one of those worship songs that it talks about Christ, but it's in a fun way. And it kind of explains, to me, it's like you can live your life with Christ and it doesn't have to be like boring. Like it can be fun. So that's just kind of what I think about with that song.
That's Who I Am is a song that we wrote about sticking to your own identity and not changing because of what other people think. Sometimes people might put you down because what they think is different than the way we think. They might think that your clothes aren't as cool as theirs, or the things you do aren't cool enough. But we always have to remember that God thinks that we're cool enough. Now this verse is Romans 12:2. It's one of my favorites, and it reminds me a lot of this song. It says, "Don't copy the behaviors and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect."
For Better is a song that Jonnie and I wrote about our best friends. Your best friends will be there through thick and thin, and they'll always help you with any of your problems. But we also need to remember that God is our number one best friend, and He'll always be there to help us. This verse goes right along with the song. Proverbs 17, verse 17. "A friend is always loyal, and a brother is born to help in time of need." Falling Apart is a song that Jonnie and I wrote about really becoming closer to God. Sometimes you might feel that everything is going wrong and that no one's there, but really God's always there to help you through everything. This verse really reminds us of the song and kind of goes with it. It's Psalm 23, verse 4. "Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid, for you are close beside me. Your rod and your staff protect and comfort me." Learn to Fly is a song that Jonnie and I wrote about being yourself and accomplishing your dreams, and God will always be there right next to you to help you through it all. And even if things get hard and if you're having struggles while you're just trying to get where you're going, accomplish your dreams and stuff, God will always help you through it. And this verse goes along right with the song. It's Philippians 4, verse 13. "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." iShine is really cool because of the mission that they have, is where all of us teens are reaching out to other kids and teens and tweens, all that stuff. It's kind of harder for people either my age, a little bit younger, a little bit older. Sometimes we don't really want to listen to people our own age, or we don't want to listen to people older than us. So it's kind of cool that we're trying to reach out and get kids to know God, and yeah, it's really neat. It's fun. There's so many kids out there that just haven't really taken the time to visit the whole God thing and whatnot, and for all of us being on the show, just trying to talk about that and show them that it's actually really cool, and it actually really helps your life, and your life is so much better when you're walking with God. It's definitely really inspiring, even for me, just to be able to do that and teach kids. We'll get emails I wouldn't be where I am right now unless iShine was here. So it's pretty cool to hear stuff like that. And yeah, so it's awesome. Jonnie and I, we kind of we really want to get our music out there. We're not in it for the fame thing. We never have been, never will be. That's not something that really interests us. It's more to show kids that as in iShine, we are on here and we're showing them all about God, and we're trying to show kids that you can have a fun life and everything, just we're trying to show them the right way.
Being on stage with all the other artists, that's probably, it's obviously gonna be the best part of the whole week, because it's just so much fun to get up there with all of your friends, and we all are doing what we love, and we're all just sharing a great message to all these kids in the audience. And so there's just that energy on the stage it's so much different than just by yourself. I've always had my sister there, so we always have that connection, and it just brings the concert to another level. But when you have everybody, you have all your friends. I have all my guys in Mission 6, and I have the Rubies, and now we have Kenzie. I'm really excited that we got to meet her this year. So it's just so much fun, and it brings everything to a new level, and it really shows how all this hard work that we've done, how it's worth it.
Well, I grew up in Gilbert, Arizona, still live there, and it's my favorite place in the world. Let's see, I started singing when I was 3 years old. My sister is in the church choir, and we kind of just realized that she loved to sing, so we took her to take some singing lessons, and when we were there, I told the singing teacher that I could sing, but I was only 3, so she didn't believe me. Then I started singing for her, and she was like, "Wow, you actually can sing." So when we were 3 and 5, we just started doing little shows all around Gilbert and other places in Arizona, just senior centers and just fun little places like that, church events and stuff like that. So that's how we started and everything, and then just kind of grown our fan base and done a lot more shows, and yeah, so now we're here. I don't know, but I do remember when I was probably 6 maybe at the time, and I was in the choir then, and so then they had like auditions for like the lead part of the play, for like the singing part, and I got it, and she was so jealous.
And when somebody comes and tells us how we've touched them with our lyrics or our music, it just makes it all seem like it's worth it. I've had people come to us and just be like, your music's what I'm going through right now. I can relate to it so much. And that's why I write music. I mean, when I write, that's my feelings. My songs are like my diary. That's what's going on in my life. And for somebody to relate to that, it's just really cool. With iShine, I think it's fantastic what they're doing. It's really cool to see how this show can affect like kids that, I mean, a lot of kids don't have, I have never heard of a show that's like kids that's our age sending out this message to kids that, I mean, there's normal shows where it's like comedy, stuff like that, but there's no show that's like, hey guys, this is what God's about, so check it out. It's really cool that iShine can send this message to kids in a really fun way. I think that iShine's message, it's probably, I mean, it's extremely effective for the kids that it's going to, because there's this little audience that's like kids that they love Disney Channel, they love Nickelodeon, but maybe they're a Christian and they don't have that show that they can look to learn more about God. And I think that's what iShine's doing, and the mission that they're putting out is just to that audience that really needs to know, they need to know about God. And I think that it's a great way to share the message with them. In the future, I want to be playing music for as many people as I can. I want to share a message with the world, because I think we've got something to say, and I want people to know it. And we aren't in this to get famous and get rich and all that. I mean, if it comes, then it comes, but if it doesn't, then we want to have sent a message to our audience, and we're in this to be good role models, because we aren't those girls that are gonna go do a bunch of crazy stuff. We have morals and we have values, and we want kids to know that. They need people to look up to, and we want to be those people. With going to high school and being around other teenagers, you realize what really goes on, and a lot of kids, like, they're held back and they don't understand what's really going on. And then there's that whole group of kids that are in that mess of the world and all the temptations and stuff like that, and they don't have somewhere to look to. And so we want to be able to help them through that, and hopefully they can connect with us in that sense. And because there's so many things that are going on that kids have to deal with, and I'm sure they don't know what to do. I mean, I go through stuff that I don't know how to deal with it. And so I pray to God, but I also want someone there to look up to. And I found role models, like, in the music industry, and I find people to look up to. And so I hope that I can be one of those people for someone to look at and kind of model themselves after the way that I live. When I grow up, I want to be performing still. I mean, whether it be with, I don't know what's going to happen with Brookie and I. Maybe she'll go do something else, I don't know. But I wanna be part of the music industry. If I'm not on stage, I wanna be like producing a band. I wanna be in the studio doing, I don't know, producing a record for some artist, being a tour manager. But I definitely wanna be in the industry. I can't see it any other way.
And you like Arizona?
Arizona's all right.
That'll make it.
Arizona's. I don't know what Brookie sees in Arizona.
Tea,
right? I don't even like tea.
Arizona tea.
I don't know why.
Is she really?
I don't know why she liked Arizona. It's like, we've hated Arizona forever, and now she's like, oh my God, I love Arizona so much.
It's home.
Yeah,
I know, man,
it
I
is.
know.
See, that's what she likes. Is she likes home. Working with my sister. Okay, Brookie and I, we're best friends. We really are. We'll deny it, and then we'll admit to it. I mean, the last year we've gotten really close, and a lot of times we're like, I mean, we don't get to see our friends, so we'll just be like, we'll say that we're each other's only friend. So it's really, really fun being able to perform with her on stage because we have that relationship on stage and that energy that no one else can really have because we're related. And I mean, I can look at her and we won't say anything, but we'll know exactly what we're thinking, and then we can just crack up on stage. And that relationship is just so fun. I mean, people can see how much fun that we have with each other on stage. And so it's just that whole other element of our stage performance that it's really fun. It's really fun. I guess the bad part of that would be that we get in fights a lot more than a normal band would. So like when I think something that she says or writes or something is dumb, I'll just be like, hey, that was stupid. And then she'll be like, no, it wasn't, and then we'll get in a fight or something. But then we get over it. So, I mean, I think the advantage to it is if someone's like, I'm dropping out, then you'll be like, well, you're still gonna have to live with me. So I think we should just keep this music thing going. So it has its perks.